So I just thought I'd share with you. My wife happens to be a Christmas fanatic, and this is the Christmas party. We have some points I want to cover today, but basically this is the end of the year. This is the wrap up. I want to just show you, put my heart on my sleeve if I can for a minute, and remind you, number one, if you're in Canada and you're on the phone, that's the number to call. United States, that's the number to call. And okay, so these are 4 pictures. I just took some pictures around the house today just to give you an idea of what it's like up here in fanatical Christmas land. This is our back door with Santa, our kitchen, the Merry Christmas, I believe that's in the mud room. You got the stocking hanging up in the dining room. Rise and Shine is over in the dining room. Look at this here. This Christmas, well, there's our Christmas tree last year. You can see there's my wife Barbara, and you can see that she wanted to build a house that would fit a tree that is really a tree, and that's all. It's a live tree. We're up here in the woods. We knocked that one down and we covered it, and you can see we got plenty to cover. And what we do is we have ornaments everywhere we go. So when we decorate, we relive our last 30 years. There's Barbara. And look at this. This is a Christmas calendar. There's 6 days left to Christmas. I know that because every single day Barbara changes that Christmas calendar. It's like an Advent calendar, but that starts at 365, and every single day, first thing in the morning, that's what Barbara does. Hey, here's our Christmas elves. We have 39 of these guys, and we salt them. Here's another one down here. We salt them. There's another one over here. We salt them all over the house. And then when kids come, we have them to go find the elves. And very rarely do they find all 39. We have them salted all over the place. And let's see, the next picture, here's our little, this is Trax, our greyhound. As you know, we used to have 2 greyhound dogs. Now we have a statue of one, but he also is in the festive spirit. Santa and Mom, and here's this year's Christmas tree, a little bit smaller than last year's, but there it is. Windows are decorated, the whole 9 yards. That's a little table with coasters. There's our piano, and there's a little elf there. You can see there's a little elf. There's a little elf sitting on the thermostat. There's a little elf up here on the light. They're all over the place. There's 39 of them. That's the little piano corner. And there's our our table. Let's see if I can spot any elves there. I don't spot any elves there, but oh, there's one right there. There's an elf right there in between the chair ring. And it says, Merry Christmas, ho, ho, ho. And this table extends out to 14 feet when the family comes in. And believe it or not, it goes, this is probably maybe 9 feet now. It could be 8 feet, but it goes out to 14. That's one serious table. And again, decorated with, Barbara has Spode on it, and it's a Christmas story. So I just wanted you to know that we're definitely in the Christmas spirit up here, and I hope you are too. And listen, I want to remind you that this is the inner circle, and we're better than most because we work harder than most. We just don't wish, we just don't hope, we just don't cross our fingers. We make things happen here, and that's what we want to do. And our 2013 game plan is to work harder. This is our game plan coming up. That's me outside in the cornfield. I did a music video just for fun once upon a time. Work harder at finding more ways, folks, to have fun. That's what we're going to do in 2013. 2013, the year coming up, a couple of weeks away, I want us to have more fun. That's why we entered this business, presumably. It was a fun business. It wasn't dentistry. It was fun. And I think sometimes we let things get in our way and we don't have as much fun. But we're going to have this as a directive. We're going to do things. We're going to meet people. We're going to stop hanging out with people who aren't fun. We're going to start hanging out with people who are fun. We're going to start having more and better ideas because, bottom line, making money is fun, and by making money, I'm saying being successful in what you're trying to do. Now, not that money is success. Don't misinterpret me there, but doing what we want to do and accomplishing it, whatever that is fun. So I want us to laugh more, giggle more, meet more neat people, get up, get out, make more people glad they know us, and have fun in the coming year, because that's what it's all about, and we forget that. And certainly, I'm not suggesting that the world is not, it doesn't challenge us. It does. I mean, this recent happening in Connecticut, that's beyond belief. I mean, these are real life situations. I'm not discounting these, but we have to keep moving forward in our business when the time is right. And here's my final question to you in 2012 is, why are you doing what you're doing? I want you to take the next 2 weeks, and I want you to sit back with a cup of coffee, a glass of wine. I want you to reflect on why you are doing what you're doing. Not just mechanically in the business, but why are you in the business? Why did you enter this business? Why did you select what you're doing in the first place? There's a reason. And I think we have to go into the new year remembering that reason and keeping it in focus. We didn't, and if it's just to make a living, there's a lot of different ways you can make a living, and there's probably a lot of different ways you could probably make more money than this. But why did you select travel? I want you to really sit down and think about that, because that is going to be the driving force. That is what's going to get you up Monday morning. That is going to get you to pick up the telephone at 10 o'clock on a Tuesday, or to stay late on a Wednesday, or to finish the proposal, or to go to a class, or go to a trade show. The reason you give yourself for doing what you do 40, 50, 60, 70 hours a week, that is what's going to keep you going. So I want you to give it some thought as we move in this last 2 weeks. It's a perfect time of year to do some thinking, to do some self-appraisal, if you will, appraising. And let's agree that our number one issue as we enter another new year, let's agree that our biggest issue, problem, or concern, whatever you want to call it, is not enough people, not enough of the right people know that we're alive. We're not visible enough. We're not out there enough. We're not meeting the people, shaking their hands. We're not doing it enough. Now, whatever enough is, you have to decide that. You know what you're doing now. And all I'm suggesting is that whatever you're doing now, if you want more of what you already have, whatever that is, if you want more, then you have to do more. That's all. A little bit more. Don't kill yourself. A little bit more. Remember, our goal is to have fun. Killing yourself is not fun. We want to have fun, being successful by our terms, and in the coming year, we can agree that not enough people know we're alive, so we have to do a little bit more. We have to write a little bit more. We have to speak a little bit more. We have to email a little bit more. We have to send sales letters a little bit more. Maybe use the telephone a little bit more. Just a little bit more. Not to kill ourselves. So there's that slide. Now, I think, here's what I think. I think that we are sitting on top of a gold mine. The people in this club, in this group, in this organization, the inner circle, you and me, I think we're sitting on a gold mine. But I don't think we're utilizing this gold mine to the best of our ability. I just feel that something is missing. I personally am not happy or satisfied. Satisfied is probably a better word, in what's going on interactively in our organization. We have over 100 members, and they're all smart people, and they're all proactive people, or else they wouldn't be there in the first place. They're not slugs by definition. You are good, solid, hardworking, happening, experienced people. And we're all collectively grouped together in some kind of commonality. And I just think that I care about this group, and I want you to care about this group, and we need to share more. I think that's what I'm driving at. We need to play a more active role. You have experiences, you have successes, and we need to share. If we get 100 people, 150 people, 200 people sharing openly what we do, we're going to be unstoppable. It's going to be incredible. We just have to open up a little bit more. And yes, every single person in our organization, in our club, has something to offer. and I want to pull it out of you in the coming year. I want you to share with us so we can share with you, and then through the numbers, we're all pretty much, I think, non-competing. I don't think anybody's going head-to-head with anybody. I don't know. But my competitors, let's talk about competitors for a minute. Last night I was on the phone with two of them, sharing. Nolan Burris and Stuart Cohen. We share, and yet we're still going after the same speaking gigs. But we share and we learn and we build on each other. And that's what I want our club to do. That's what I want the Inner Circle. So please pay attention. And let's as we go into the new year, let's really take advantage of what we have. And make absolutely certain that you're getting a huge bang for your buck. It's your job. It's your responsibility. Make sure that you're getting a huge bang for your dollar. That's what I want to do. And sometimes, I want to just point this out as we go into the end of the year, sometimes we feel like we're missing the boat. Sometimes we feel like that we're failing. Or we're not failing is okay. Thinking we're failures, I don't like that. I don't even like the sound of that. But being a failure is I don't like that. You don't want to feel that way. Failing is okay. Failing is a good thing. Because by the nature, that's what it takes to become success. If you don't fail, it's telling me you're not extending out beyond your comfort zone. See, if you never fail, if you never make a mistake, I'm saying you're pretty cushy. I mean, you're hanging in there. I want you to extend beyond your capabilities a little bit. Don't kill yourself. Beyond your capabilities, so you surprise yourself and say, wow, I didn't think I could do that. Yeah, I can do that. I didn't think he'd ever get on the phone, but he got on the phone. Let's not guess, and let's not think. As we go into 2013, let's find out. Find out by being true marketers. Find out by being true entrepreneurs. Find out by doing, not by thinking. You remember Tom Peters? He's one of my favorites. It's amazing to him how many people in the oil business fail to get the message that in order to strike oil, you have to dig a hole. Well, in order for you to be successful, we got to do something. And it's going to be uncomfortable sometimes. And I want you, as 2013 rolls around, I want you to start becoming more comfortable, becoming uncomfortable. How's that? I want you to become more comfortable getting uncomfortable, because that's what's going to propel you to the top. That's what's going to launch you to the next level. There's a little bit of uncomfortableness, and you're going to surprise yourself, and you're not going to hurt anybody, and you're not going to hurt yourself. That's the beautiful thing. So failure is a cool thing. And if you're not as successful, whatever that means, as you want to be, it's probably because you're not failing enough. And someone smarter than me, if you don't listen to my words, listen to Thomas Edison. Some people call him Tommy. Hey, I failed my way to success. I mean, that's what you do. And if you don't like the word failure, insert the word experiment. Let's try things. Okay, if you don't like failing, that's okay. Let's try an experiment. Oh, that experiment didn't work. Let's try another experiment. And if we pay attention to our experiments, we're going to find the formula that's going to get us to where we want to be. So, again, what we're trying to do, more fun as we enter the new year. That's what we want, more fun. Now, before I go any further, I'm going to stop right here. I'm going to go over here. Let's go to the question box. Are there any questions? Okay, hold on. I said, I got one from Avid. Where do you store all the decorations? Well, Arvid, let's take a time out for a minute. Arvid, trust me, my man. I didn't show you everything. My wife got mad at me because I was going around the house this morning with a camera. And you know how that is. You know, she doesn't want to see everything. But I only showed you a little bit of what's going on up here. I mean, I'm telling you, she's a fanatic. My wife is a Christmas, I'll say a fanatic. I won't say lunatic because she might listen to the recording, but fanatic is the word. And when we built the house up here, we built a room for the decorations. Yeah, in the basement. Absolutely. Absolutely. And let me see, there's another one here. What was your biggest failure you learned the most from? Okay, that's the question that's coming in. Hold on a minute. What was your biggest failure? Wow, that's a tough one, Sue. I'll tell you why. Because I have a million of them. I have 1,000,000 of them. And for you to ask the biggest failure, my agenda, not this guy's a football coach. He doesn't care about anything else but football. So I didn't stay on the court. I told him something stupid. I mean, it was pretty dumb. But the point is, as we go into business, is that when you're talking to somebody, Sue, what are they looking for? Not that you want to be wishy-washy, but you want to play their agenda, because it's not your agenda, it's their agenda. So you have to play to them. And if they're talking about a cruise, then you talk about cruising. If they're talking about whatever it is, you play to them. I went in as a youngster thinking that I could play to my agenda, and I got thrown out of the office, never got an offer at the University of Maryland for sure. But if I gave it some thought, Sue, I'd start crying up here, because I made 1,000,000 mistakes. And, okay, hold on. I meant the one you learn the most from. Well, see, that's a tough one, because you learn from every single mistake. You learn from every single mistake. Let me think about that, Sue, and I will put that back in an email to everybody, because that's something you just don't want to knee-jerk. What's the biggest lesson? I don't know. That's a tough question. I don't know. Phyllis, let me see what Phyllis has to say. Where will we share? Okay, so, all right, let's do this. The answer is Facebook, number 1. And number 2, when we have open mic sessions, I would like more people to chime in and talk, because an open mic session, by design, is you guys talking about you, not me. The sales meeting is me talking. The open mic is you talking. So to answer your question, Facebook is 1. Now, I know Arvid is a regular contributor to Facebook. He put something up today that I copied later on in today's sales meeting. But Facebook is 1. We have a group there. And open mic is number 2. Or you can email it to me, Phyllis, and I will pass it on to people. And in the meantime, I'm going to come up and think what one of the biggest, hugest lessons I've learned to answer Sue. I'm not dodging your question, Sue. I'm coming back to that. And I'll give that one some thought. Phyllis, what group invite me? What group? Okay, Phyllis, if you go to, I'll make sure everybody knows how to get into the Facebook group page. So I know Phyllis is answering that question, so I'll deal with that. What is the Facebook site? Okay, Sue, I will let you know about the Facebook site too. Now, if you go to our menu, go to MikeMarchev.com/menu and the Inner Circle website. And you'll see, when you go to the main menu, you'll see those little icons on the left: videos, audios, presentations, sales meetings. Scroll down to the bottom, and you'll see Facebook. I think if you click on that Facebook icon, it'll get you in, but I'm going to double check that. So I will double check the Facebook entry so we can share and get back to everybody. Okay, but if you go to MikeMarchev.com/menu, get in your username and password if you need it there. Scroll down, you'll see a Facebook icon, and I think you can get in there. So I think that answers that question. All right. Anybody else while I'm in this section of the site here? Okay, we have Phyllis and Sue and Arvid. Those are the ones who talked. Okay, so we'll move on. I'll come back in a second. Let me just come back and unmute. One of the points I make in some of my programs is the fact that you make a decision. All right, I alluded it to in my Olympic presentation, that Olympic athletes, the first step is to make a decision that this is what you're going to do. Then you make it a mission, and then you go do what you need to do to make it happen. All right, but the first step is you make a decision. And the decision is that you are going to be successful in 2013, more successful. You got to write down what that means. I don't know what that might mean. More time off. It might mean more money. It might mean more time with your kids. I don't know what your definition of success is. But whatever it is, make a decision right now that I am going to make this happen. And I don't expect the world to endorse my good intentions. They're not going. I'm going to make it happen. I am. Not everybody else. Not I hope I'm lucky. I am going to make my travel business a success. How do I do that? Nobody's going to get in my way. I'm going to do whatever it takes to do what needs doing to make my business a success by my definition. Now, if you were living in a third world country, this would be a tough thing to say, but you're not. You're living in a place where you can make this happen. You don't have to buy ships. You don't have to buy hotels. The inventory is there waiting for you. The population is out there. Your biggest problem is not enough people know you're alive. You can make it happen if you want to. So the first point is to make that decision. Yes, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to be successful, and nobody's going to get in my way. That is a key point as we enter the new year. Now, I alluded earlier to the Facebook contribution. This was an article, and I just want to, before I say this, I want to be very cognizant of the fact that the flags are at half-mast these days, and for a very good reason. I'm not suggesting for a minute that what's not happening in our country is very, very severe. But what I am suggesting, with the help of this cartoon, is that our TV, our newspapers, they jump on stuff and they just beat it to death. And they just go over and over and over. And if it's not the Dow Jones, it's a hurricane. Or if it's going to, people told us up here, be careful, it's going to snow. The snows are coming. The snows are, well, you get a snow flurry. But that snow flurries don't sell the news. Snowstorms sell the news. So they play up the big storm, and then we get a couple of flurries. So all I'm saying is this. I'm saying make your decision that you are going to make your world happen. You are going to make your life happen. You are going to make your business happen. Make that decision. And don't listen to the Dow Jones. Don't listen to the weatherman. Don't listen to the naysayers who are out there saying what the world doesn't need is another travel manager. Don't listen to these people. And instead of watching the news, instead of putting 3 hours a day on television, read a book on sales, read a book on people, read a book on customer service. Go if you're not on Kindle, and here's an interesting point, and many of you probably know this, and many of you don't. Kindle is a reader, okay? You can read stuff on the Kindle. It's a little tablet. But you don't need a Kindle to get Kindle books. I don't know if you know that or not. You can get an app for your computer that reads Kindle booklets or e-books or whatever you want to call them. You don't need the tablet. You don't have to go buy a Nook, or you don't have to buy a Kindle HD or whatever they are. You don't have to go buy, you can, I have one, I love it, but you don't need it. You can put the app on your computer and then go buy 99-cent books or dollar books, $9 books, and get them downloaded on your computer if you want to. Just know that. And I'm always going somewhere with my Kindle to just pick up a few more ideas at the dentist's office, at the doctor's office, at the airport. I'm always reading something that's valuable. And there's an old saying that you're going to be the same person you are 1 year from today, except for two things: the people you hang out with and the books you read. Other than that, you're going to be the same person. So I'm strongly recommending that if you're not a reader, start reading some good stuff. I'm not suggesting you don't pick up a romance novel during a cruise or a vacation, but start reading to stimulate your mind, your thinking, on how you can build your business. And then start hanging out with more upbeat people who's going to fuel your energy rather than sap your energy. If you're hanging around with deadbeats, boy, I'm not going to say dump them, but I guess I'm saying dump them. Your life is too short to be put up with naysayers, and that's what this cartoon is all about. I mean, it just tells us that everything's going wrong. 10% of unemployment. 10% of unemployment. Well, ladies, that's 90% employment. 90% of people have jobs. But what do? 10%. 10% of the people, 90% are employed. 50% chance of rain. It's 50% chance of sunshine, for heaven's sake. Well, any event, don't get me started. Hey, here's an idea that I have that this is not about me, although that is me. Could be right here, except for the hat. No leads, no prospects, no clients, no business. What that means is it all starts with a lead. Don't sell anything. Go get leads. Go follow leads. Read the newspaper to get leads. Meet people to get leads. Go to networks to get leads. A lead is not a piece of business. A lead is not a prospect. A lead is a clue. It's something to stimulate you to start moving in the right direction. A lead will turn into a prospect. A prospect will turn into a client, and a client, then now you have a business. But don't go after business, go after leads. I mean, it's easier to do. Your mind can really bite into that. So go into leads. That's where it all starts. But more than that, I wanted to show you this concept. This is a marketing 201. Now listen, and listen real good. Photographs attract people's attention. Okay, fact. If you take a page of text, the eye is not drawn to anywhere in particular on that page. It's all a blur. It's all writing. It's all words. It's all text. You put a picture on that page, and your eye will automatically, magnetically be drawn to that picture. Pictures draw your attention. Fact. So, why not have a picture, and you're in a picture business. I mean, how many, you got beautiful pictures in your world. Do a picture and then say something on that picture, because the eye will go to the picture and then it'll read what's on that picture. If I didn't say anything, everybody would have read those 4 lines. Now, this is not about me. This is a sample, an example, a template, a model. Get a picture and say something on it, and they will read it. All right, now this is an example. I do this now on Facebook, and then I put my name on it. How clever is that? I'm not selling anything. I'm saying something. That's me. There's my website. There's me. Okay, so here's my latest program. Same thing, same idea, a postcard. The picture will draw your attention to this thing. Then say something. Make somebody's day. Because it's blue, because it's big, people will read that just like you just read that. Now, you'll move to the right, and it says, how much time do I have to invest to knock this baby off? Not much. I'll give it a tumble. And then you read it. Everybody who's seen this will read it. And then either send me an email or they won't. They'll either check me out below or they won't. Why am I showing you this? Because you can do the exact same thing. A lot of you have newsletters. A lot of you have e-zines. And e-zines is an electronic newsletter. That's what an e-zine is, an electronic newsletter. Well, I'm suggesting the reason, why are you doing a newsletter? Well, I want to stay visible. Why? Because visibility is our biggest problem. Not enough people know I'm alive, so I want people to understand I'm alive. So I have to send them something to show them I'm alive. Well, you send them something that's long and hard to read, they won't read it. But if you send them something short and sweet, they will. So, you know where I'm coming from. Send them a postcard type thing, like this. Say one thing, and then leave your message. Now, here's others I sampled with. The 50-25-80. Some of you saw that this week. Visibility, the rule of 7. Make somebody's day. Stop. Look at that. You send that, people are going to read that word stop. They will. I don't care who you are. You will go and read that. Then you'll say, stop what? And you'll go to the right and you'll say, stop what you're doing. What am I doing? And then you'll read it. And then you deliver a message. So I'm sharing this with you just to stimulate your thinking. I did have another idea. I think the next slide shows another idea. This is another postcard. The picture draws your attention. Then you'll read the quote. Success is just a matter of luck. Ask any failure. You will read that. Now, I'm not suggesting that's what you do, although you could. You could do travel quotes. You could do travel-related ideas. But picture, what you don't see here is, this is a postcard. And the arrow just kind of says, hey, look down here. Look, there he is. Look at him. And then what does he have to say? Bingo, that's what he has to say. So, I'm showing you these folks, not because it's me. I'm showing you so you can get ideas on how you can become more visible in the coming year without breaking your back, having more fun. And you can get crazy doing this. You can have fun doing this. This could be fun stuff. These could be fun quotes. These can be off the wall if you want, to your true personality. Let me now, it's probably a good time, I'm going back now and see if there's any questions. Any more? I think I have some questions here. Hold on a second. What is Mike? Hold on, Roberta. Mike, what you said, how to get to Facebook, does work. I just tried it. Okay, great. Hey, thanks, Roberta. Hey, Roberta, you're supposed to be out there closing the Christmas tree deal in Mexico, for heaven's sake. But any event, Roberta went to MikeMarchev.com/menu, scrolled down to the Facebook icon, clicked on the icon, and it brought her to Facebook where she could register. Now, if you're a newcomer, then I will get an email and I will have to approve you to get in. Okay, so there's a two-step program because that's a private group we have, so not everybody can get onto that group. It's only the inner circle group. So when you register, I will get an email after the phone call. I will approve you, and then you'll be in. And that's how we can communicate. So that's cool. Thanks, Roberta. That's very good. Hold on. Here Pamela's got an update on. You can get Kindle app on your iPad as well. Thanks for that input, Pamela. I don't have an iPad, so I never bring that issue up, but you do, so there you go. I am now reading a great book called Integrity Selling. And Integrity Selling, I'm going to guess, is by Willingham, Ron Willingham, right? I'm going to guess. Ron Willingham wrote Integrity Selling. Pamela, tell me if I'm right. I believe you. Oh, I told you to read it. Of course I'm right. It's awesome. Thank you very much. Oh, there you go. So I do know what I'm talking about. Small world. Hold on, Nancy. Nancy, I just went to the Facebook site but couldn't post or get on. How do you become a member? I'm in the Inner Circle member. Of course you are. If there's not a registration there, Nancy, stand by. I'll go figure this out because we got about 50 people on it now, so I know it works. I'll just find out how you get on. But stay tuned. I'll get everybody who's interested on the Facebook page involved there. Hey, listen, and Nancy also mentions you can get Kindle on your smartphone. Now, let me tell you Marchev's thoughts on reading, folks, because there's a couple things here. Number one, you want to keep your ads short. You want to keep your postcards short. And the reason being is because, by and large, people don't like to read, okay? That's a fact. So therefore, you're not going to force them to read. And hold on a second. Hey, Dave Rosenthal, I just went through. Dave, I want to just make sure, Dave, that you called the right phone number, either Canada or the United States. I see you're on the phone, Dave, and I just want to caution you. Same thing with Annette, but Annette's done this before, so I think Annette's calling the right number. But Dave, make sure you're not on the Canadian number. Now, hold on one second. I'm doing this for Dave. Hold on now. I'm going to go back. Hold on. I'm going to go back because this could be a catastrophe if we let it to be. Dave, there's the numbers, Dave, on the screen right now. So make sure that if you're in Canada, dial 647. If you're in the United States, 312. If you could confirm that through the page there, Dave, that would be great. Okay, do that if you can. Okay, and who else is on the phone? Dave is on the phone. Hold on, this is important, folks. Stand by. Everyone else is on the computer. Larry Jackson, I hope you're on a U.S. number, Larry. Please let me know if you are somehow, because I don't want you to dial the wrong number. Same thing with Sherry Marsh. Sherry, I think you made this mistake once before. I don't expect you to make it again. Okay. Phyllis says you need to request membership. Okay, so when you go to the Facebook page, request membership, and then I'll approve it, and then away you go. But stay tuned. I will make sure that that's right. And then Phyllis. Okay, hey Phyllis, I have an old saying that's probably wrong. If it looks like a word, go with it. I went with requiesced, but I see you corrected yourself, as a request, that's okay. I've learned, now that's an interesting point. We're all busy. Once we got to this keyboard game, you know, especially when it was real small and your little tiny thumbs got in the way and you make all these mistakes when you try to type something. And I'm not suggesting that it's not wise to do things correctly, but I am suggesting that most emotionally intelligent people, most I say, realize that we're on a keyboard world. It has nothing to do with being a slug. It has to do with typing or your thumbs are too big. And when you type something wrong, most people understand that. I'm on my iPhone, please understand, okay? Well, we do understand. Well, let me put it this way. Emotionally intelligent people understand. The people who aren't quite squared away, they get their biggest kicks out of saying, well, you spelled the word wrong. You know, I know I spelled it wrong. Let's get on with life. Now, that being said, I used to have the attitude, if it looks like a word, go with it. But, okay, listen. But there's enough lunatics out there that'll hurt you. So, if you can do it right, do it right. I guess that's what I'm saying. Is don't let yourself off the hook too easily like I do. You'll be a lot more successful than I am, because I kind of take shortcuts sometimes, and I say, hey, you know, get over it. Don't tell me on page 47 that there was a typo. I understand that, okay? I tell people I put it there to make sure you're reading it. But do the best you can. I'm not suggesting you become a slug, but don't jump off a bridge because you have a typo. That's what I'm saying. All right. So, in any event, Phyllis request. I got it. I'll spell that right. Sherry, I get Sherry's coming in. Sherry's saying U.S. number. Thanks for asking. Okay, great. And here's a name from the past. Oli. Do we need to be on the phone too, or only if we want to ask questions? No, only if a question. And you can ask questions, Oli, through your computer microphone as well. But no, you don't have to be on the phone. You can just listen on that sales meetings. But I want you to contribute either through emails or through Facebook or through open mics, because Oli, you have a lot to contribute, my friend. And you also, you know, you're a good student. You like to learn, but you can also contribute. So I'm not letting you off the hook there. I hope I answered that question. If not, Oli, send me an email and we can go one-on-one. I think I did that. I'll wait to hear from you and we'll get back to you later. Okay, Nancy, so stay tuned. The ball's in your court. I'll look at whatever I got to look at when I get off, and we'll move accordingly. Okay, great. So there is the postcard idea. I'm using it. I know my friend Nolan is using the pictures. Go to his Facebook page. Hey, here's something. Go to Nolan Burris's Facebook, and I believe I'm correct here. He has these little pictures with sayings on it that I believe this to be true. He's giving you the right to take those pictures and use them to your advantage. I believe I heard him say that once. So go and check him out. And then here's the professional thing to do. If you see a picture with a saying, like a photo, like a poster that he does, if you like it, send Nolan an email and ask permission to use it. Reference that you're in my club, Inner Circle. He knows who you are. I think he gives you permission, but those posters that he does are just first class. I mean, he's a first class guy all the way. So go check it out and steal some of his stuff. Let him know you're doing it, and I'm sure he will endorse that. Here's something I learned the other day before we move on. This happened as a result, I think, of the Connecticut mishap, the shooting, the terrible, terrible thing. And that somebody on Twitter the other night, I think it was, I can't think of her name, but somebody on Twitter said, let's start showing the world that there's still some good people in it. And as a result, this thing took over the world. It went throughout the world. The world is grieving this mess. And what it was playing an act of kindness forward, doing something, showing people that we're not all lunatics, that we're good people. 99.9% of us are good people. We're honest, hardworking, loving people. And yet we get these catastrophes, and it's just terrible. So what they did was they started playing acts of kindness forward. So it hit me right between the eyes. I said, yeah, Mike, there's more that you can do. Well, think about that in the next couple of weeks. Think about showing people kindness. Step out of the bounds, step to the left a little bit, and do something that you wouldn't normally do for somebody who might need some help. Because we, inner circle people, we're good people. We're squared away people. So I often this just as a challenge is let's play an act of kindness forward. It'll help somebody. It'll make you feel good, and that's the way to do it. And I just wanted to show you the outside. This is, again, I'm throwing my heart on my sleeve here. My wife and I leveled off the top of a hill, and we built our dream house, and there it is right there. And that's where all the Christmas stuff you saw is inside there. And I just wanted to wish you and yours a very Merry Christmas from my whole family to you, and to just say let's continue keeping on. Let's keep doing what we're doing. Let's try and help people make better travel-related decisions when they leave home. It's a scary world out there, but we can help them make better decisions leaving home because of the people we know, the contacts we have. We can help them, and we want to help them. So not enough people know you're alive. We're going to have the next 12 months devoted to getting more of the right people feeling comfortable in our presence so we can help them. So that's what I want to do. I'm here to help you in the inner circle. I want you to play more of an active role as we move forward. And we'll have the best year that we could ever imagine in the next 12 months. Not because we're going to wish for it, not because we're going to hope for it, because we're going to make it happen. We're going to